Hedging Class 2, the marketplace. One of the most common misconceptions people have about the mercantile exchange is that they view it as a supermarket. When a consumer needs milk, they go to the supermarket and buy milk. There are many buyers and one seller. And the one seller sells every carton at the same price. If the price is too high, you might go to another supermarket to buy it. But your individual decision to buy or not buy will not affect the supermarket's selling price. On the mercantile exchange, there has to be a seller for every buyer. Traders always have to close their positions. So they need to buy then sell, or sell then buy, unless they are a hedger that is able to take receipt of the physical product. Depending on the commodity being traded, it can be difficult, if not impossible, to find a buyer or seller. Most of the heating oil traders are speculators. These traders are different from hedgers in that they have no means to accept the physical product. They must close out their positions prior to the contract expiration date. In relationship to the total amount of contracts traded, there are very few paper contracts that are converted into a physical product. These traders provide the heating oil commodity a great amount of liquidity for contracts and options in prompt and near-term months. Consequently, pretty much any trade is usually completed fairly quickly. Whereas a product such as propane, the majority of trades end up with physical delivery of product. So hedging propane is very difficult if not impossible on the mercantile exchange. The mercantile exchange does not trade in the current month. Paper contracts expire on the last trading day of the following month. So, if old Luke Chandler had wanted to sell his cotton on September 30th, he would have had to have traded October contracts, as the last trading day of these contracts would have been September 30th. This is why the mercantile exchanges are often referred to as future markets, because there is never a contract that is traded in the current month. Traders use a term called prompt month or prompts. The prompt month is generally 30 to 40 days before the expiration of a contract. For example, on February 1st, the prompt month would be March. Depending upon where the weekends fall, options will expire between February 23rd and February 25th. However, the March contract wouldn't expire until somewhere between February 26th to February 28th. If traders are handling complicated hedging involving both options and contracts, the prompt month would be different, as April can be referred to by traders as the prompt month even though March is still the front month. Bottom line is, if you are trading at this time of the month, it is critical that you specify which month you are buying, as it may mean different things to different people. Two of the most fundamental concepts of the mercantile exchange are basis and convergence. Basis is the point of delivery where the physical product is delivered. Cotton's basis is Chicago, heating oil basis is New York Harbor, and propane's basis is Mount Belvieu, Texas. There is a differential basis for delivery, from the basis point to the actual physical product delivery point. For example, heating oil in Boston Harbor generally trades at 2.5 cents above New York Harbor's price in the winter. In New Haven, Connecticut, propane generally trades at 23.5 cents above Mount Belvieu, Texas. In the Northeast, occasionally there is a run on milk prior to a snowstorm. If you go to the supermarket the night before a projected snowstorm, many times you will usually only find empty shelves where the milk used to be. The milk price may rise as additional resources may need to be employed to offset the sudden spike in demand, but this generally doesn't happen, and the price usually remains relatively the same. When dealing with commodities, shortages and excess products can have a dramatic effect on the price of a product. In the most extreme cases, buyers can actually be paid to accept product. On April 20, 2020, the crude contract dropped 306%, or $55.90 per barrel, to settle at a negative $37.63 a barrel. Convergence is a term for one of the bylaws of the mercantile exchange. It mandates that there must be a smooth conversion of the selling price of paper contracts to the physical product's selling price at the last minute of trading for the expiring paper instrument. For example, a contract for heating oil, traded on the mercantile exchange at 2:30 p.m. on the date of expiration, must be the same as wet barrels in New York Harbor at 2:30 p.m. Now many traders would argue that on April 20, 2020, there was not a smooth convergence of paper contracts to the physical product. Nonetheless, At 2:30 p.m. in New York Harbor, the purchaser of crude received a payment of $37.63 for the crude oil he bought. Hedging Class 3 explains how to establish a hedging account and explains the different trading instruments used on the mercantile exchange.